and now I'm in El Salvador by myself, incredibly delusional. I'm questioning my reality. I want to share a quick story about anxiety and how I suffered through a really, really, really bad bout of it in my life, and how I took myself from that to basically being pretty much anxiety-free. This particular story was happening, and I was driving through Central America. I had bought a Land Rover, a 1971 Land Rover. I was driving that from Costa Rica to Chicago over many months. I was on this spiritual quest, this epic kind of journey of healing, because my wife had just passed away, and I was out volunteering all through South America. I moved to Costa Rica, stayed there for a while, and eventually I started driving back this old vehicle. I just felt like I was meant to do it. And I was riddled with anxiety all the time, but I started having like little mini panic attacks where, if anybody's familiar with it, your breathing gets real heavy. You start considering everything outside your current reality. You feel like you have no control. You can't actually contain the emotion that is riddling through your body, and you feel like utterly freaking out and like you're losing control of your mind, your beingness, your personality. And so that was happening. And one time in particular, I was in El Salvador, and I was sitting there, and I start experiencing that panic attack. And I start utterly freaking out, and find myself curled up on the floor, fetal position on the side, rocking, because I'm questioning my reality. Like, how did I jump from being married with this woman, living Chicago, doing all right, and now I'm in El Salvador by myself on this maniac, freaking incredibly delusional experience and adventure and insane reality? How did I jump timelines from that thing to this? And I absolutely lost it. And I realized that I was considering everything that wasn't my current reality, and all those considerations, all the infinite options, all the stress and the anxiety and the pressure and the panic and the worry and the confusion and the utter lack of control basically was just a consideration in my mind. It was like the only thing that existed is all the infinite opportunity for more suffering and lack of control. And I just basically crashed like a computer or a website in my mind. I crashed. And in that moment, I realized that I'm not looking at anything that for what my life is. I'm not looking at that. I'm on this epic quest, this spiritual growth, this journey that I had my wife for the time I had her. And now I have this new season where I'm going to learn to love myself, and that I'm blessed enough to be able to travel the world and blow all my savings and not buy the house that I wanted to buy, but put it into my own spiritual, mindful journey. And I realized that's what I was doing all along, is always looking at what my life wasn't. And within that space is suffering. But when I look at what my life is through the lens of practicality, positivity, presence, gratitude, I feel a lot better. And the thoughts and the emotions of anxiety start to kind of just disappear, disperse a little bit. And I'm getting less and less frequent bouts of those panic attacks. And then I can adjust my beliefs to not saying I need to control my life. I need to figure all this out, that all of this life is wasted because my late wife isn't with me anymore. But yet this is all an opportunity for me to thrive. I started recreating what I believed about my reality, elevating my perspective, finding presence and gratitude where I could, when I could, and existing in it for as long as I could and as frequently as I could. Everything changed. Everything started shifting into the presence, and within the presence came salvation. And that's what I teach now, is to train people to have their perspectives anchored in on the present moment, and to find within that moment reason to be at peace, to be grateful for who you are, for what you have, and the life you are living. Because even a billionaire will feel broke when they're looking at all the money they don't have. They're only wealthy when you realize what you have. And when you are looking at what you don't, anxiety. When you're looking to control the future, anxiety. So focus in on the present and train your mind to do this through meditation, mindfulness, work with a coach, a mentor like myself, Read the different books out there, The Untethered Soul, The Power of Now. There's a lot of really good resources to help you train your mind not to look outside of presence. I'm going to give you 3 steps to manifest a healthy relationship with money into your life. We are learning to reprogram our mind to release attachment